Fala galera ligada aqui na Game Arena, eu sou Jairo, ao meu lado está Mezii da Fnatic. How are you, bro?
All good, yeah, feeling good coming into the tournament, so yeah, all good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. So before we talk about CS, I have one question for you. The Brazilian community is pressuring me to marry my girlfriend, so tell me how your newly married life is going.
Well, for me, I'm not married just yet, but the step before it is done. So the engagement's all done. So I think it's going well. It's 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 a new chapter at least.
And Fnatic made some changes after the player break, so what do you think of the beginning of this lineup?
Yeah, so I think the start of this lineup's been a bit up and down. Of course, we haven't played too many tournaments. But I think it's kind of what you expect from a new team, especially for us. We're still getting used to each other as individuals, so I think we're still working on a lot of stuff outside the game, but also inside we got to learn a lot and also add a lot of new things. So I think the tournaments we've played have been kind of as expected from a new lineup for us at least, and definitely coming into this tournament looking to do a lot more after having a lot more time to practice and add a lot of new things.
Fnatic was another team that internationalized this lineup. So, do you think this is the future of CS?
Yeah, for sure. I think I said it quite a bit, and I've said it a few years ago now when I actually would first join like Gamer Legion. I think I said in an interview as well. Like I think it's definitely something that's going to be a lot bigger in the future, and now you're seeing a lot of the teams within Tier One CS
Yeah.
as well, like changing to international. I think it can be tough for the like domestic scenes where maybe the player base is a little bit smaller or the players to choose from they don't have the specific player they want. So I think when you go into an international roster, you have like everyone you can choose from pretty much, right, as long as they can speak English. So I think it's definitely the future for CS, and you're seeing it more and more. And obviously, there's downsides to international rosters in terms of communication, but you also get most of the time like a very like a much more skilled lineup as well in terms of players. So I think it's definitely something that's going to be the normal type thing in CS.
Fnatic's first game in the Pro League will be against Imperial. And what do you expect from the Brazilian team and the match?
Yeah, I think it's obviously going up against any Brazilian team. I think is always tough, especially against Imperial. I think they've kind of shown in previous tournaments that they're definitely going to make you work for the win. It's always going to be tough to actually get the W. So I think for us, we're kind of never underestimating them. I think it's always going to be a really hard game. They have some individuals that are really sharp. So I think it's always going to be a really exciting game, especially to watch because I think we're a team that also have added a lot of new things and looking to play very aggressive. And Imperial are the same, right? I think they're always looking to catch you off and to make make it really chaotic. So I think it's going to be a really fun matchup, and I think we're definitely confident going up against the team. But it's going to be a tough one.
Is there an Imperial player who you think could be more dangerous in this match?
I think they're all obviously all dangerous players, but I think I'd ha- e- even though I think he's IGLing now, I think VINI is always like a strong player and someone that I think is kind of underrated. I think he's kind of proven in his previous teams and even in Imperial that like he's definitely a player that you can count on and is like a really solid player overall. I think, especially like for a player's perspective, I think he's kind of proven that he can do a lot of different roles within the team, and that's something I can definitely respect because I think as a player for myself, I've always like tried to do a lot of different roles. So I think Vin is definitely a player that can really pop off and really prove that he's like a player that can do a bit of everything, and like a huge respect to players that can do that.
For you, who have always lived and played in Europe, is it different facing team from other regions like Brazil?
Yeah, I think it's always a little bit different. I think obviously within Europe, there's obviously some teams that have different styles, but overall, you can kind of feel like the difference in different regions. And I think the Brazilian teams are always, I think everyone kind of knows it. And obviously, everyone talks about Fury, who obviously are more like aggressive and a bit more crazy and chaotic. But I think all Brazilian teams kind of have that. or like at least South American teams all have that like that style as well. You know, like maybe it's not all every single time, but and maybe as chaotic as Fury used to be, but I think they all have that where it's really tough to play against because you never have a moment to kind of like relax a little bit or like really try and read the opponent. Sometimes the round can be done within the first 20 seconds, so it can be really tough to play against the Brazilian teams.
In your opinion, which teams from Group C will advance to the playoffs?
Yeah, so I think obviously you have some of the bigger teams in FaZe and Na'Vi. I think definitely looking to make playoffs. I would also have to put us in there as well. I think we're definitely looking to make it, and then outside of that, I think it's very like up in the air. I think Imperials are another team that will definitely be looking to make it as well. You know, I think they've in previous tournaments looked like they can definitely make some good results and to retake to some of the better teams. So I think the fourth spot is like really you never know what could happen, right? So I think it's going to be really tough to call who can make it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, bro, for your time.
Thank you.
Então é isso, galera. Esse foi o Mezii da Fnatic, falando um pouquinho sobre a nova equipe e também sobre a Pro League. E você aí que acompanhou até agora, muito obrigado também. E não deixe de nos acompanhar nas nossas redes sociais, Game Arena FC. E até a próxima entrevista. Valeu, falou!